What if I told you that a coin sitting in your pocket right now, dated 1967, could potentially be worth thousands of dollars? And what if I told you that most people spend these coins every single day without ever realizing what they might be holding? Stay with me, because what you're about to hear could completely change how you look at your loose change forever. Now imagine this for a moment. It's 1967. America is deep into the summer of love. Music is changing the world. The Beatles are everywhere. Color television is becoming normal. The very first Super Bowl has just taken place. And inside a United States Mint facility, a simple quarter is being struck, quietly entering circulation, carrying secrets that most people still don't understand today. That coin is the Washington quarter dated 1967, and its story is far more fascinating than it looks. At first glance, this quarter seems ordinary. You've seen it before? Maybe you've spent it on coffee, parking, or tossed it into a jar without thinking twice. And you wouldn't be wrong to think these coins are common. Over 1.5 billion Washington quarters were minted in 1967. That's an enormous number. But here's where things take a shocking turn. Hidden among those billions are rare varieties and genuine mint errors that collectors actively search for and sometimes pay astonishing amounts to own. To understand why, we need to step back into history. The mid-1960s were a chaotic time for American coinage. Silver prices were rising fast, and people were pulling silver coins out of circulation. This caused a nationwide coin shortage. In response, the United States Mint made a drastic decision. From 1965 through 1967, mint marks were completely removed from coins. The goal was to discourage collectors from hoarding specific mint varieties and keep coins flowing in everyday use. Because of this decision, every Washington quarter dated 1967 has no mint mark at all. Even though they were produced at the Philadelphia Mint, you won't see a P, D, or S anywhere on the coin. This single detail makes identifying varieties and errors far more important, because mint marks can't be used as a guide. It also makes authentication critical when something unusual appears. Now picture yourself at home. You dump out a jar of coins onto the table. Quarters roll across the surface. You casually flip them over, and then you see it. 1967. You pause. You remember this video. Suddenly, that quarter doesn't look so ordinary anymore. So what exactly should you be looking for? First, let's talk about composition. These quarters contain no silver. They're clad coins, made with a copper core and outer layers of copper-nickel alloy. That fact alone causes many people to dismiss them immediately. But here's the truth. Some of the most valuable coins aren't valuable because of metal content. They're valuable because of rarity, condition, and errors made during production. One of the most talked about errors is the double die obverse. This occurs when the coin die receives a misaligned impression during manufacturing, causing doubling in the design. On a genuine example, you might see doubled lettering, doubled numbers in the date, or doubling in Washington's profile. These are not reflections or wear. They're part of the strike itself. Verified examples in high condition have reached several $1,000s at auction. Another eye-catching error involves off-center strikes. These coins were struck when the blank plancher was not properly aligned in the press. The result can be dramatic. Part of the design may be missing, the date could be partially cut off, or bare metal might be visible along the edge. These are authentic mint errors, not damage from circulation. Depending on severity and condition, collectors may pay hundreds or even several $1,000s. Then, there are die cracks and die breaks. Over time, the metal dies used to strike coins can crack from stress. When this happens, raised lines appear on the finished coin. Some 1967 quarters show bold cracks running across Washington's face or through the eagle on the reverse. Larger, more dramatic breaks are especially desirable to error collectors and can significantly increase interest and value. Now think about the human side of this. Imagine someone carefully counting change, maybe just trying to stretch a tight budget. They notice something unusual, a detail that looks doubled, a line that doesn't belong. Curiosity leads them to research. A professional confirms it's a genuine mint error. Suddenly, a 25-cent coin becomes something meaningful. Not magic, not a promise. just a rare find meeting the right buyer at the right time. Beyond errors, the 1967 quarter also carries historical weight. It represents the final year of the no mint mark era. In 1968, mint marks returned, marking a shift back to normal coin production. That makes 1967 a closing chapter in a very unusual period of American history, frozen in metal. Condition also matters. Uncirculated examples that show no wear and retain strong detail can command premiums, especially when professionally graded. Coins graded MS-67 or higher are difficult to find after decades of circulation, and collectors often pay well for pristine examples. So here's the takeaway. Check your change. Look closely. Use good lighting. Don't clean your coins. If something looks unusual, consider having it evaluated by a professional. Most coins will be ordinary, and that's okay. But every now and then, history surprises someone paying attention. Your 1967 quarter may simply be pocket change, or it might be a fascinating piece of American numismatic history. You'll never know unless you look.